can hear you guys.
I had to get that out.
Great.
No one's in it.
First word.
We are live.
We are live. So it'll take a little bit to let people trickle in, but... Ooh, somebody's got an ad going. It was me, guys. It was me. I'll just take blame. I'll take blame.
Oh, it's not me, I promise.
Everybody, Captain Lasagna is our mod. That's Connor, so he's chilling.
Oh,
Yeah, we
that's the
got
person.
an UGG.
Yeah, he was
Someone's-
on Jake's one, wasn't it? I thought you were talking about me, and then all of a sudden it was another person.
Dude, we're on for like 30 seconds and Tom just leaves.
Yeah.
Wow.
You had one job, Tom. It looks like there's an earthquake or something.
There's Tom.
What up, chat?
You got an UGG? Does Tom have UGG boots?
Just
looks
a
like he
single
does.
UGG.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm pretty... Yeah,
Tom has UGG boots.
Tom, do you have Uggs?
Dude,
Oh.
so embarrassing. They're hers.
If you
Well,
guys...
know what?
If you guys want...
I'm just gonna Instagram it out. Hang on.
What up, Vince is in chat. If you guys want, you can do like a crap like shot of this on your phone and post it to Instagram or something. Just say live now with a link. The people will kind of trickle in. It's like it's just twitch.tv/Elmachias. Come to Brazil, Josiah.
We're coming.
There we go. Now
We're
it's everybody.
coming.
We're going to
Everyone
Brazil.
looks really boring in this picture. Everyone just smile and look like people want to come and chat to us. There we go.
That's the biggest I've ever smiled.
I'll
in my life.
retweet your post on Instagram. If you guys right-click your thing, you can change your display name if you want it to be your @ on Zoom, so when people see it.
How do I do that?
You like right-click on the top, or go to the top right, and I can even change your name too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look like it's like a Connor McD. It looks like a PhD, but just something different. You know what I mean? Like it's like your
Or it's just a McDonald's.
yeah, just something like that. They want to see what your shirt says, Josiah. Let's go.
Oh.
Oh, we've got a Thomas. Oh, you got Larry David?
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, Connor does have an
I was trying
accent.
to find my little Hank Williams shirt, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
The problem of having a lot of black T-shirts, I guess.
Is it the one that I shot?
Yeah.
Someone apparently is shocked by my voice and accent. They've never heard me talk before. Well,
You're just lucky that, man.
I'm trying to do 3 things at once here. Give me a minute. You guys carry on talking.
No, you're all good. I'm gonna kind of like a few times throughout this, just because basically people will trickle in. I'll just do like an intro. We've got Thomas, Falcone, Rooks, Josiah, Andy, and Connor. And if you guys want to know who these are, all photographers, predominantly music photographers, and then Connor likes animals too. So if you guys wanna see anybody's work, you can there's a link below on the panel that says Photog Hangout. And you can just kind of click that, and you can check out their Instagram and all that jazz. And, yeah, so today we're just going to kind of talk about photographer things together. We don't have a real agenda. We're just hanging / talking.
A chit-chat.
Yeah, it's a chit-chat. I really like that term.
Very English, that, isn't it? Sounds weird when Americans say it.
And yeah.
You proper pronounce
A
it.
chit-chat.
How do you guys say it?
Chit-chat.
Chit-chat.
A little chit chat.
Yes. Oh, yes. I forgot to say Connor also does astro photography now too.
No, not at all. I literally just start like playing about with it, and I'm not even gonna say I do that.
It was
So,
chat said so. It was not me, but you know.
Oh, yeah.
Playing about.
Dude, UK has like some pretty good. Wait, Connor, are you from London?
Liverpool.
Do you guys have like some of the best sayings though? I like them. I like just the simple stuff. Simple stuff. All right, good hanging.
Ones I probably can't say in chat in this because they're probably offensive.
But some that don't really mean much.
I have to go hospital. Go hospital. Do you know like when people they skip words? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, actually that's quite instead of saying 2, people skip stuff like that a lot.
Yeah, go hospital.
I'm gonna go to shop. Actually, depends where you're from.
Yeah.
Go shop.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm gonna go shop is a very normal thing to say.
Gonna go shop.
which is an action of what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can kind of get started. I have like a few things that I just thought would be interesting to talk about, and I know obviously that a lot of people aren't shooting right now because of Corona, and everybody's life is kind of, I don't know, other than like not to single Connor out here, but have you guys found like solutions to shoot right now, or what are you guys shooting, if not music?
We just had like the Blue Angels flew through Nashville the other day for like honoring
Yeah.
like all the essential workers and everything. And so I legit was like, I'm gonna get my camera. I'm gonna take pictures of this because it's something happening.
What's
so
the
it was
Blue
kind of fun, like
Angels?
just seeing them. The Blue Angels. It's like this. Yeah,
It's like a stunt.
probably have no idea what that is.
It's a bunch of planes. They're like.
Is it like the Red Arrow? Have you ever heard of the Red Arrows?
Yeah, same thing.
So it's like
Yeah.
okay. So it's like jets and stuff.
Yeah.
Different
They
color,
just,
same
like, flying
concept.
over random
Right.
cities in America.
Yeah.
And they flew like right over my house, so that was kind of fun. But yeah, other than that, just kind of trying to organize on hard drives and do kind of more maintenance-y kind of things.
Yeah, you guys been hard drive organizing?
Trying to.
I attempted to start that before this all happened, and I haven't touched them in the last 10 weeks since. So
Yeah.
But you thought about it.
I definitely thought about it a lot.
How are you guys? Wait, how are you guys not organized to begin with though? Like,
I am. I just like I haven't backed up like the last year of stuff, and I like to have like 2 backups. So
I mean, I basically haven't backed up my stuff onto a SATA drive yet. Like all my stuff is backed up, but I have like. these
question:
big-
How do you guys back up your stuff? What do you
that.
back it up on?
I mean, on the road, I back it up on just other hard drives. Like I'll just clone them overnight. But then when I get home, I dump one of them onto a SATA drive so that everything lives on one place.
yeah, same.
I feel like Drew has probably a really good technical solution, and I kind of want to hear it. Yeah, I kind of want to hear it.
I have a 4-bay Synology NAS drive. that
I don't even know what that is.
That sounds like a spaceship.
Hey, Drew, want
Sounds cool. I think I want one.
You gotta get one of these things.
yeah,
What
so
is that?
it's just basically
That's a
like
speaker.
Put
It's
hard drives
basically
in there.
put
and it
in-
can be RAID or
Oh man, I need to up my.
always connected, so it's like a server. So
Yeah.
basically, if I'm on the road, I could grab stuff from there by FTP or put stuff on there by FTP. When I get home, I could just take everything. Like if I'm on the road and I have all my final photos on my hard drive, I'll just drag and drop it, network connected right to the drive, and then from there it backs up to Amazon Photos, the free one, because it could back up RAW and JPEG for free, and then it also
Wow.
backs
Oh
up
my
to,
God.
and then also on my home computer, when I keep it open and it'll run Crash Plan in the background, and that will back it up to somewhere else. So it
Jeez.
always has a backup
Jesus.
on the drive, and then I have a backup spot from there on my main computer. So
I kind of have the same thing. I have a Drobo. Do you know what that is, Roots?
Yeah.
So the only thing I don't like about it is that it's so slow when I'm trying to connect to the network from like a hotel or something.
yeah, I mean, even with my Synology, like I had I think the 418, which is like kind of like the basic like $300 4-bay one. And even with that, it's just with like it has like dual Ethernet ports. Even with that, it's like super slow because it's so processor. And I upgraded to the like 918, which is like a better processor and faster, and it's better, but it's still, of course, it's very tough to get like amazing speeds. But it's doable, but it's still.
You're just putting so much data across the internet that especially on hotel Wi-Fi, like you're just, I mean, try
Or
up
venue Wi-Fi.
100 gigabytes
Even
of
my
video.
home network, just transferring it over, it'll
Yeah.
just be so slow because it's like it
You're
has
all
the
way
4 drives
more
and
organized than me.
and it has to like make copies on all of them and back it up as it's copying over and everything.
Yeah.
So
Dude, if you guys ever actually need help with anything, the reason, I don't know if you guys all know Steve Brazel yet, the guy I do the show with on Sunday, but he does this stuff for like a living. So that's how I actually met him. He like sets up networks and stuff.
Yeah, I need to. All mine are just on static hard drives.
Yeah, I do that too. I have like 3. I'm
Yeah.
the same. It just keeps
I've
it
got
simple.
So many hard drives, but
Get a
yeah.
fireproof safe. That's like
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the one thing that I always tell everyone. Like, just
Yeah.
buy like a $200-300 fireproof safe. Just to help everyone.
Dang, yeah. I keep one copy at my mom's, one in my storage unit, and one in my closet.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff I've backed up and just sent it to my mom's, just because it's like, I mean, if my house burns down, there's at least a backup somewhere else.
What if, yeah. So if anybody ever wants to burn down Josiah's house, just make sure you find his mom's house as well.
Yeah.
He's been doing his own electrics recently. He probably burned down his own house.
We're doing your own electricity?
No, electrical work.
Oh my god.
I would love to.
I just picture you biking real fast.
Get on the hamster wheel. Running out of power.
No, I just I have such a radiant smile that I just stand in front of a solar panel at night.
Oh.
That's what my mom says, at least.
Oh my god.
I'm embarrassed for that joke.
Mom says that to me too, dude.
What?
That was pretty good.
What Tom say?
Said my mom says that to me too, dude. It must be like a
My mom says it about me. Your mom says it about me too.
I'm sure she does.
I was waiting for that. I knew you'd say that.
I set
He
myself up.
literally walked himself into that.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know if we're ever gonna have Tom and Josiah on again at the same time. And adding Connor into the mix is just a just
Yeah, it's a
Sorry.
dangerous mix, to be honest.
yeah. Yo, I know I've talked to some of you guys about this, but everybody's touring, so it's a pretty good discussion. But what's everybody's take on shower shoes? The vibe here.
On what?
Shower shoes. Like the shoes you wear in the shower. Do you do that on tour?
No.
I do not wear shower shoes on tour.
Here's
Yeah.
my take on that is if a shower is gross enough that I need to wear shoes in, I'm just not going to take a shower.
That's the correct
I
answer.
agree with that.
Wow.
Is that I would rather just
Be
go,
dirty?
you know, like do something else than walk into
Yeah.
a shower.
I
Yo.
can wait for a
Never-
hotel.
I've never heard of.
That
someone
is the
saying
best
that, so
answer.
That's mad.
Yeah, I guess it just depends like how crappy of venues you've been to,
Yeah.
or if you've done. Well, I don't know if Warped Tour really counts. There's aren't showers on Warped Tour.
I
Um,
mean, what showers on?
I only ever did Warp Tour for 3 days one time, and I don't think I showered, so that doesn't count.
which that's awesome.
Vince just put in the chat. Connor's showers only in suites.
Does a private jet have a shower? No.
Oh, some buses have showers.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love a good bus shower.
Oh yeah, oh a good bus shower too. Was
I
I
like miss sleeping on a bus right now, just like the movement and everything. Like I miss it.
the rumble? Yeah, I enjoy sleeping on a bus as well, and it's relaxing. I think I've talked about that before, but it's like getting rocked to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you? Hey, Drew, do you travel on buses? Wait, Drew and Connor, do you guys travel on buses? I don't know who travels on buses anymore. Or what do you guys travel on? Anybody?
I was gonna ask that as well.
Last bus
I
2 or 3 years
well,
ago.
not that big.
2-3 years ago for you, Drew?
Yeah, it's last time I was on a tour bus was a while ago.
Josiah?
No, we do mostly buses. It really only gets into like the normal, like when you're in Asia, Australia, that we don't do buses.
Yeah.
So many tours recently are just like between a bunch of festivals or just like a quick week tour that, you know, it's, I think the whole like do like a month in the US thing or a month in Europe is kind of like dying really quickly.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
like for the country world though, like we do it where it's just we do shows on the weekends where it's like
Oh
we
yeah.
do a show Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we come home. So we'll just like bus out, like go to work, you know, and then come back home, and then I drive
Weekend
back to
Warrior.
the house. Weekend
So
Warrior.
do you guys always leave out of Nashville on a bus, or do you guys fly somewhere and then?
It depends. Some of both. It depends on distance, but
Yeah, I did one that started in Nashville because of that.
yeah. And it's nice with the bus lot like 15 minutes from my house too, so that's great.
That is great. Have you guys ever had a tour finish? I don't know about you, but if you have a tour finish in the town you live in, suddenly everything in the backstage area just looks like money. I'm just like, I could just take this home. It's just all.
Oh yeah.
It's just. You mean this bottle of alcohol can go to my house and then I own it? Wow.
I've done that before. I've
Dude, the
done-
weekend warrior stuff. When you come home on Sunday morning, you wake up and I'm like, all right, I'm doing some grocery shopping in the front lounge right now. What do we got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a crew member you've toured with is looking behind your head and it's like, I recognise that projector, Adam.
Yeah.
I listened on the last show of the tour.
Yeah.
There was one time, so Connor and Tom know my friend. His name's Shane, and our tour ended in Fort Lauderdale, and I lived in West Palm at the time. So he was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll just come to the show and then drive you home." So I was like, "Okay, cool." Show gets done. I'm like finishing packing up all my stuff and go to find him, and he's like not answering his phone. I knew where his car was parked. I'm like, "Oh, maybe he's in his car." He was just passed out drunk in the passenger seat of his car. So I had to drive myself home in his car because he couldn't.
Wait, this is Falcon?
No, this is one of my friends from home.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I was like, "What are you doing? How did you end up here?"
Home
I
friends?
definitely grabbed an insane amount of alcohol and snacks to bring back to my house after like a New York show.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. I've even flown with that stuff, honestly, after a tour.
Dude.
Check.
I remember my first Europe tour flying with, we got a PlayStation, and nobody wanted to take it home, and I put it in this laundry bag we also had gotten, and I carried it with me in the laundry bag from Europe to home, and that's how I got a PlayStation.
Why was it in a laundry bag?
Why was it in a laundry bag?
Yep.
Because I didn't have anywhere to put it, and I needed to carry it on. I didn't have anything else, so I put it in. Like we had gotten like banned laundry bags on the tour. Like a German promoter gave them to us, or something. So
German promoters always give out laundry bags. It's weird.
with like your name embroidered on it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the one German promoter. Is that what's
And
that?
they all,
What'd you say?
oh, I was gonna say I have so many laundry bags and all of the handles are broken.
Maybe that's not their fault. It's your fault.
No, absolutely. I'll take full responsibility.
That's pretty funny. Noted. Josiah breaks laundry bags. Oh well. What was I gonna say? I was thinking about it today, and I was thinking about, obviously today is very different than before, but like 10 years ago, there was, I mean, most people here were maybe getting started in music photography or doing it, but 10 years before that, there wasn't many music photographers, and I was wondering what you guys think 10 years from now, like music photographer's job is going to be, like 2030, or if there is a job, or if you guys have any thoughts on that.
I have thoughts about that.
All right, Tom, why don't you start us off?
No, I don't want to start first.
All right, somebody else tag in.
Andy.
Man, I mean, this is assuming concerts are going to exist in the near future.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Like, I think there's just always going to be a need for documenting like events that people love and want to remember. I mean, my whole thing with like getting into shooting shows and stuff was like, someone thinks whatever this is like worthy of being documented, so we want to bring someone in to do that. I don't think that's ever going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know.
No, that makes sense. Do you think that like it'll change? Like, do you think that, I don't know, like, for example, like 10 years ago, a photographer would come out and photograph everything, and you would just save the photos for like a book or for like something. And now it's a photographer comes out and they create your daily content. Like, what do you think a photographer is going to be doing with their photos, or what do you think is going to happen?
I think a lot of the photographers these days start to need to watch out with their rights, like photo rights. A lot of them like sort of signing away their rights just to get on and do these tours. And it's like you're saying, oh, back in the day people do books. They won't be able to do that. They could work for someone for 10, 15 years and then be like, oh, I want to do a book with it, but then they don't own the rights to do it, so they can't.
No, that's
I think
fair.
a lot of them aren't really thinking about. So at the end of the day, I look at it as all my work that I'm doing is my retirement plan. Like,
Yeah, you're just
I could make a book out of it. I could do that sort of shit. Like,
Yeah, and I
that's
think
how I
that's
see
something
it.
that definitely comes with age too. Like I feel like when I was like 20, 21, like that didn't matter to me at all because like the idea of doing art galleries or selling prints or anything like that wasn't really like you don't really understand that concept because you don't necessarily appreciate it what it is. So like looking at it now, it's like like I think one of my biggest mistakes I ever did was like deleting photos that like that were filling up a hard drive. Like those photos just don't exist anymore, and it's like great. Like I can never go back and like re-look through all these old photos that I took in like 2008, 2009. Just don't exist. I only have the finals that I thought at that time were the best things, but it's like who knows what I would have thought of all the ones that I didn't like back then, you know? And I don't know. I just feel like a lot of when you're young, you don't really think about like the long term effects of like owning something or what you can do with this stuff, you know, 10, 20, 30 years down the line.
I don't even try to think that way going into like a certain project just in general. So I feel like that'll fuck up my whole mindset of things of like how I'll go and approach it, you know?
Oh, of course. No, but I just think like in the back of your head, you know, you got to think that like once this project's done, it's not just going to be done. Like it will still live on, you know, because that's.
What about you? What about you, Drew? You get anything?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of was lucky because I think when I first started, one of my friends that got me started in concerts, she was like doing PR and she's pretty good with law and lawyer. And the first thing she said is make sure you retain all the rights to your stuff. And she told me why. I'm like, oh my God, that's a good idea. You know, it's like, and then then I would like have her help out and be like, I got this contract. What do you think? And she would help me go through it and kind of got me in the mindset to make sure that I own everything that I take or as much as possible.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, go Tom.
I asked the question today.
You got asked by like a client or?
Yeah, I want to start a project that would need me to have my rights to do it. And the first call that I had was the first thing the person said was like, "Well, do you have the rights to your images?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have everything." And then they were like, "All right, well now we can talk," you know. And I was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah, I've definitely had like scenarios where I like sold licensed photos and stuff, and they needed like, do you have the rights to all this? And like just I think there's like kind of a sweet spot when you work with an artist and they're small, and then you get to retain all your rights, and then as they get bigger, you kind of have a little bit of leverage to where you're like, well, I've been with you for this long time, you know. But then if you hop on with an artist that's say like playing arenas and they're hiring you, like sometimes I don't know. What about you? Have you guys been like not forced, but like, do people require you to give away your rights to work for them, or would you just say no? Do you know what I mean? Or would
I'd say no.
Yeah, I probably
I
would.
mean, if it's an artist that I'm working for, it's got to be no. It's like no, or else I'm not doing it because it's kind of pointless. I mean, the only exceptions that I've had to deal with are just like recent Insomniac stuff because they're just like really aggressive.
They want everything.
But I mean, 99% of the stuff I do is not. Like if I do EDC, I'm just going to go with an artist. I'm not going to go for Insomniac. But since I did Hard, and Hard was pretty much like you own the photos, you're fine. But now that I'm like looped in with the new Hard, which is Insomniac code, like the contracts are like really not that great.
Well,
But I mean,
what
the
do
only
you do
the only
it?
exception is like Ultra. Like Ultra for like the longest time, I think till 2016, they were just like they're all yours. But then they kind of like, well, we kind of want part of it, so we worked something out where they do own it, but I could do a lot with it.
Yeah.
That's a plus, but that's like kind of like my limit, you know.
And just before somebody else jumps in, I just want to answer a question that Christina's Cool asked, and they said, should you as a photographer create a contract for every tour so you retain rights to your photos, or is that copyright? And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but you just have it by default. The difference is if you sign it away. Is that correct? Okay.
Much,
yeah. Just don't sign a contract. And like I've been asked, I don't know about you guys, but other photographers have asked me about contracts. And I'm just like, don't sign this. Just don't work with them. Like this is not a good deal. And
I mean, like my big thing too is that like it depends. Like something that like with like Insomniac, like EDC, you know, if you aren't an established photographer, like, and that's you know you get the opportunity to do that. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna do these couple of things that you know I'm not getting rights to, but I don't know. I feel like there is a gray area. Like for me, it's not like all or nothing. You know,
yeah.
I wouldn't turn down every single job that like I don't get to keep the rights to because you know sometimes like.
Sorry, go on.
No, go for it.
No, it's just like I wouldn't worry about it too much as well. I think there's there's a Facebook group that actually Rook, you invited me to the, and it's there's a lot of photographers on there.
What?
A certain genre of photographers,
Yeah.
and all they talk about in there is contracts and stuff like that. And I'm like, just like it's like
I think I'm in that group too.
Oh yeah, it's just nuts, and I'm just like,
I
oh
feel
my
like
god,
that's
is it
every music photo group that I'm in.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's the only one I'm in, but I go on there sometimes just to have a laugh. But,
Yeah.
yeah,
Every
it's nuts.
Like everyone gets to see everyone's contract in the entire industry. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maddie Vogel's in chat if anybody wants to say hey. Hey, Maddie.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's just like, I think that like the general theme for people who maybe aren't fully professional photographers yet is they find a lot of little things that actually don't really matter in the big picture of them, blow them out of proportion. And if some of them is whether it be like contracts or settings during a live that you're shooting with during a live show. Like after you've shot enough, you realize that these things don't actually matter. I know sometimes it's a way for other people to just start a conversation, and I'm aware of that, so I try to always entertain the questions. But I mean, I don't know when
I
you.
guess it sounds big and scary to like new and up and be like, oh, contracts and copyright.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I have no idea. Best thing is just don't mention it and if they do, then that's when you have to like think about it. But until then, just
Yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually, and then it's just so wordy and just so many legal things. But once you know what to look for, you could just like take like a 5-page contract, like nope. Okay, this is
yeah,
it.
exactly.
See what it says.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, is it work for hire? Thanks for gifting these subs, by the way, people. That's very nice of you. Is work for hire contracts are the ones where you lose your copyright generally? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? That's like when you're just like basically a day shooter. Yeah, so those are the contracts that I think those are the only ones that I've been asked to sign. Really, I've never had to be like, if you work for us, we own everything. Other than that,
Yeah, work for hire, it pretty much means that it's just like if you were working at any like normal company, like everything that you do is owned by the company that's paying you.
yeah,
Just getting paid.
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just taking off my jumper. It's roasting in it.
All right, let's watch him. What's a jumper?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
It's like a jump rope thing. Like, what are you exercising?
Yeah.
Like what?
Hey,
yeah,
man.
we need to get a quick couple reps in.
Okay, I don't even know if he can hear us.
Yeah,
Connor.
I didn't hear it.
Part about it.
Connor, what's a jumper?
Yeah, I knew it.
Hey, man, it was worth it to see.
Accent is amazing. It's probably one of my favorite American accents that exist.
Let's hear. What's it like? What's a line that like people from the UK say like to represent like an American? Do you know what I mean? Like a PG one.
Oh my god.
Well, we use that one too, I think.
It's
Here.
always like Valley Girl, isn't it? You just gotta sound it. That's the easiest one.
So, in conclusion, if you guys take anything away from the chat today, for people who are just joining us, we got Tom Falcone, Rooks, Josiah, Andy, and Connor, and they're all music photographers, and we're just kind of talking about the job we used to do before Corona. Yeah, if there's anything you take away from here, don't sign work for hire contracts unless you're getting paid bank or something.
And a jumper's a sweater.
Yeah, a jumper's a sweater. And if you want to know what the moon looks like close up.
Angels and the Red Barons? What was the?
Oh yeah, Blue Angels or Red Barons.
Yeah.
No, the Red Arrows.
Red Arrow.
Arrows.
Red Baron. That's his last name.
Red Baron
Hang
was
on.
my AOL screen name when I was in high school.
Oh, what were your guys' AOL screen names? Let's go.
Christian metal band. Too.
Hang on, I'm reading the chat and everyone's
I don't
saying we're quiet and Adam's
Yeah,
loud.
I'm hearing that as well.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even see that. Let me fix that. Check, 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Why is it so quiet? All right, talk now, guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
All at the same time, let's all just talk. So no one's hear it.
Sorry about that, guys.
Jumper.
Yes.
Yeah, I had it set from the last chat. It should be better. Sorry about that. You guys just complained earlier. This is a community aspect project. If anything's wrong,
so much
tell me.
better. There we
Yeah,
go.
I would imagine
Alright.
that a chat full of photographers would have complained way sooner.
Yeah.
Well, they'd be complaining about how it looks,
Especially
not
if
how it
they
sounds.
if they work with DJs.
Yeah, right.
By the sound of that group.
Yeah,
What were we talking about?
the audio input for you guys is different than me because mine's direct from computer and yours is from what I hear. So they're two different channels. That's what happened there. Shots fired by Josiah. No, what is your guys? What were your guys' screen? Everybody, I don't know. Everybody here's in their mid-20s, mid-30s, right? I don't know the age range here. 20.
Yeah.
Mine
I feel
is
like I got to be the oldest one
my
here.
How old are you?
37. 37.
Yeah,
You're
No.
37.
Rooks, how old are you?
I'm 37.
I did not know that.
39.
That's crazy. Connor's
Oh, Rooks
30.
got you beat. He's 39.
Oh dang! All right.
Shit, I didn't even know Rook. I thought, wow, I didn't realize that.
I thought Rooks was like
Mad.
24.
Yeah.
24 then.
I mean, you look great.
Yeah.
Probably because you shaved. You got that clean, like, you know.
Yeah, once I shaved, I lost a few years.
Yeah.
That's how it works, dude.
I had a shave today, and I accidentally changed the thing. First thing I
that's
did,
the
and it
worst.
was like number 3 instead of a 6 or 7. I was just like, oh, I've got to commit now.
The moment when you're like,
Good.
okay, I'm stuck with this. There's nothing I could do. I got to do the whole thing.
Yeah. Sorry about
I
that audio,
haven't-
guys.
I haven't gotten clean shaved in like, I don't know, probably 5 years.
Definitely. I haven't either, and I don't have anything.
I grew my beard out for a little bit, but then every time I looked in the mirror, I didn't like myself, and I was like, I need to get rid of this.
I kept telling
Yeah,
you.
if you had a beard, it wouldn't go with your hair.
Have you guys all have seen photos of Adam with long hair, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Just making sure.
S-C-E-N-E. Yeah.
He posted
Yes.
one today on Twitter, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was that today? I saw one today on
Wait,
Twitter.
was that with long hair? I forget.
It was like between my long hair phase and my not long hair phase. Thank you for whoever just did whatever.
Well, my plan during the pandemic is to grow my hair as long as possible, and then I'll donate my hair to Adam.
I actually just shaved all of my hair off.
He donated it too.
Yeah,
16 inches.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
lucky wife.
I had longer hair than my wife.
Don't let your girlfriends cut your hair, though. That's all I gotta say.
No, that's the thing. Girlfriend, I let my wife cut my hair, and she did a great job. Except
Yeah,
it's growing out now, and it's
your
messed up. I
wife.
got a weird calic right
I'll
here.
chop you guys up real good.
Why were you asking us our age? What you were about to say? I don't know if you guys remember or if you're
Oh,
too young.
AOL screen names.
AOL screen names. Yeah, no, I just need to know everybody's
AOL
age.
screen.
Personal notes.
No.
I never used AOL.
Yo.
We had MSN Messenger was like the big thing here.
I was just
AOL
gonna
was very
say-
American.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say thank you to Mo for gifting 5 subs. That's very kind of you. So basically, people can
Thank you,
subscribe
Mo.
to channels, and Mo just is very generous. She's
Yeah,
a very
Mo.
big, very awesome person that I've known for a while.
Lovely. Legend.
Okay, what were you guys saying, Connor? Sorry to interrupt.
I
man.
was saying AOL wasn't big here. It was more like MSN was the big thing.
What
in-
was your
in
screen
England.
name? Connor McD photo.
Well, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Red Baron OC was mine.
Red Baron OC, Orange County.
So
Orange
mine
County.
was
That's good.
Lost Surfer was mine because I had a lost surfboard.
No.
Yeah,
Is that real?
yeah, absolutely. That was like a surfing board. I don't know if you guys remember that or
I
not.
had high expectations for your background in metal music and emo music, so that
I was using AOL when I was in like fifth grade.
disappointing.
I thought it would have been like a some sort of emo thing, like a Pap Roach, like last resort at AOL.com or
Well, I said it.
I was in-
last
I was
last
in-
resort
I was in middle
666.
school when I got that. Like, I didn't really start getting into metal until probably like 9th grade.
God damn it! So I'm the only
I
emo
was-
person here.
What?
I was just like, what?
You're the only what here?
Hey, the first show I ever shot at was Jimmy World's Clarity Tour. So if
There
that's,
you go.
that's some emo cred.
That's like
Wait,
going to
bro.
church.
I don't know. It's Jimmy World emo.
What?
Shut your mouth. What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you compare like Jimmy World to like, I don't know, like My
I
Chem
would
or
say they're
something
like
that.
OG emo. They're kind of to me fall in line with like hot water music. Maybe I'm wrong there, but they're like before like Taking Back Sunday and My Chem. You can
Fair.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Andy.
yeah.
That's how I think about it.
No,
No, that's
yeah.
Wait,
true.
Andy, is that the first show you ever went to or ever shot?
Ever shot photos at?
Wow.
It was at the Roxy in LA on the
Wow.
Clarity Tour, like the original Clarity Tour, right when it came out. And I had my little film camera. I was in a photo class in
this.
high school, and I was just like, "Oh man, I'm gonna go to the show. I have a camera now. I should go take photos at it."
Did
And I found the negatives the other day too, and I'm like, "There's actually some cool ones in there."
Whoa.
Whoa, film. This guy's
Yeah, I know, film.
serious.
Yeah,
You are old, aren't you? God,
I know.
I'm joking.
Wait, so
That'd be so cool looking back, like film.
credential back then?
No, I just brought it in.
What
Awesome,
year was
yeah.
that? What year was it you said?
It would have been 99. I
Jesus.
I was in 6th grade. No, 99. No, I was in 4th grade. Sorry, yeah.
Prove
Fourth
it.
grade.
99, I would have been
Damn,
7 years old.
Roxy.
Fuck.
Math
I
checks
know-
out.
Yeah, I'm really bad about that. I had to count that on my fingers.
Yeah, he was about
Gotta take your socks off and
92, 93, 94, 95.
Take
yeah,
your
so-
socks off. That's so funny. Oh man, 93. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like my first show I ever shot, and I just remember coming back and like developing them myself, and like, oh, I know there were colors, so I didn't develop them myself. I just took them to like Costco or Walgreens or something. But
Did Costco exist in '99? I know it's a weird question, but I didn't know.
or I
About
think it was Price Club. It used to be called Price Club back in the day. But
Costco's a much better name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what were your guys' first shows?
First ever show.
Yeah, first show you shot,
I
or
shot-
yeah, that you photographed. However
it was an-
illegitimate it was.
It was an English rock band called the Subways, and that was my first photo pass.
Oh yeah, I've seen a photo of that. Like I think you posted about it before.
I think
did
the
today,
first
actually.
show I ever got an actual photo pass to was Confide.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I met. We were talking. Yeah, that's awesome. Remember them?
And I'm trying to think what tour it was. Because it was a pretty sick tour. It was like Confide.
Static Lullaby, Fear Before the March of Flames,
No.
2009.
Oh, Jesus.
I only know this. We talked about it on my stream yesterday. Or two.
No. Well, okay. That's weird. No, I don't know who it was. I want to say it was like Confide versus Emerge, but I don't know.
That sounds about right.
What about you, Tom?
Mine was As Tall as Lions,
Ooh,
Circus of Hyde.
Wow.
that's a good show.
Great show.
How hard was that to shoot? Anthony Green, your first time shooting? That dude doesn't stop moving.
At Irving Plaza, I was like, what is happening right now? I was like, I'm going to get hit by this guy in the face because I was so close.
Yeah.
I hate that venue.
What about you?
Brooks, what was your
Brooks?
first show?
Yeah, let's go, man.
BT at Avalon / Limelight in New York City.
Beat is that DJ?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Makes sense.
in 2003, I think.
03?
First one I did, I'm like, oh, cool, take pictures. And I took pictures, and I didn't even touch the camera again until I went out to like a few more clubs in New York at the end of 2004.
I want to say that. Sorry, go. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Rooks. What were you saying?
But everything's on my website, so you can look at how crappy everything is.
I was gonna say that Rooks, you're coming on like almost 20 years, and Andy, you're at 20 years last year shooting. That's crazy. At least music.
whoa, that's crazy.
Whoa, dude, chill out.
You should do like 20-year books.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do it. 20 years.
I know
ago.
that's one thing. One thing I wanted to do is like going along with like the organizing hard drives and stuff is actually like get one folder of like, okay, whenever I make a book, this photo's going in, and just making a like
Yeah.
all time, this is in the book, this is in the book folder, just to
Yeah.
have that for like whenever, you know.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've been working on it. I meant to do a 10-year one 3 years ago, and I didn't, so I'm on a 15-year one now. But I have everything like organized by folder with tour, and then I write notes in there about like what happened on that tour, and then you go through the photos and just like kind of. I started using Photo Mechanic because it was way quicker than Lightroom for scrolling through so many photos. But like just going through everything, I don't know about you guys, but I just get stuck in like emotional ruts of like stuff brings me back to a place, and I'm like, oh man, what have I done? And I don't know.
I look at old edits of photos and I was like, why did I make this look like that? And I was just like, how did I get jobs? Like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
How did I convince myself I was good enough to be paid to do this?
Yeah.
I think that's the fun thing about like living in our generation of photographers is that we can just go back and re-edit them and it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
when I like last summer we had a lot of like downtime on tour, and I was just like I had one of these Saturn drives of like every tour that I did from like 2011 to 2014 was just going through all this stuff, and I was like, I hate all of these edits, and then I got to re-edit them, and it doesn't matter. Like
That
it's
is
just like
true.
okay, cool. Like so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, you just get stuck in like, oh my god, I remember this day, like this week.
Yeah.
Like,
I did that literally today. I'm cleaning up my house, well, my room in my mum and dad's house, and stumbled across a box just full of old tour laminates and stuff. And I was just, that's exactly what I did today.
I wonder.
A lot of memories, a lot of things
I
that
just saw it on
so
your
much I
Instagram.
forgot
It's so
about.
much. So many
Yeah.
of them.
There's so much I forgot about as well.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Dude,
Yeah, you had some pretty cool ones that you posted about.
Pardon?
You had some cool passes that you were posting.
You should
There's a few.
talk more with your mouth open. That would be.
It got caught.
Connor,
It
you
got
should make a coat out of laminates. When people try to stop you and they're like, "We need to see your all-access pass," you're just like,
Just yeah.
"That'd be so funny." Yeah. I don't know how long it takes for you guys, but how long does it take you guys to like hate your work? And I don't mean like I know like I'm not saying like you actually have to hate it, but do you know what I mean? We're like, what was I doing? I need to do better. Like use it to like build. Do you know what I mean?
Every show.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely phases of just even like color choices and editing choices that like I'll look back and be like, wow, I was really into whatever this was at the time. And like,
Clarity.
like you were saying, like with like re-editing and stuff, it's just like, it really does like kind of breathe new life in it and be like, okay, well, I actually like shot this in a way that I can use this however I want, but it's like kind of your tastes mature and grow. At least I've found that.
Yeah, I think my biggest problem when I look back on stuff is like contrast. Is like, why did I put so much contrast on it, or like, why did I not have any contrast on this at all? And like, it just like it's like, oh, I hate that color. And it's like, well, actually, that color is fine. I just put so much contrast in it that everything's just looks like shit. Like,
Yeah.
It's just flat. Like,
Yeah.
It was me just like looking back, and I'm like, for the longest time, when I switched to RAW, I'm like, oh, check out these 5 default amazing Lightroom filters and everything like that. And those are just like the biggest thing in the world because no one had any filters back then. And
Yeah.
Lightroom came with like 5 of them, and one of them made things purple and silver. And it was just like looking back, they're all the most horrible
Yeah.
things you could think of. But back then it was like amazing.
I remember.
Looking back,
Go.
go on.
Connor.
I was like, looking back, I can definitely tell when I got VSCO for the first time.
Exactly, that's it.
Everything's
It's just
sharp.
it's so bad. It's so shit.
I remember.
I have a question for Rooks. How long were you shooting JPEG like as a professional?
Oh,
then
yeah.
I was
switched-
going to mention this before.
Yeah, like I think 5 years because I just like when you started doing like when I just did nothing but local stuff, I'd always shoot JPEG, quickly edit, then turn around and give it back to the club like the same night. Be like, oh my god, this is quick. And then I think like 2010, I just for some reason I was like, I got to try this RAW thing and see how that works. I'm like, oh my god, I could edit my photos a little bit more and
definitely.
do crazy things, and I could change colors a little bit. And I think sometime around 2010, there's like an Avalon gallery that you could just see like basic
The
photos
difference.
before, and the next one is just like me going
Yeah.
crazy with filters and Lightroom stuff.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time. 5 years is a lot shooting JPEG.
I think I shot like
The
2 or
worst part
3
too
years
was-
JPEG. I didn't really know what RAW was when I started. I was just like,
Dude, yeah. Did you
I
guys
just saw the-
research it?
What is that
nah,
like?
so-
5
someone
years
told me
like
about it.
hard drive?
Someone told me about it, and I was like, I remember them being like, oh well, the files are too big. Like it's just going to take up all the room on my hard drive, so I just didn't use it.
I think it switched when Lightroom, not when Lightroom came out, but when it was like getting popular. Because before that, I would just load all my JPEGs into Photoshop
Mm.
and like edit, then close, edit, then close, edit, then close. And I'm like,
Dude,
I
yeah.
could try something because they have like the whole strip, and then you could just click and edit and everything.
Yeah.
I was because I remember because Photoshop was always difficult because you have to drag the RAW into Photoshop, and it opens the RAW conversion thing, and then you
Edit
have
it.
to then go, and it's just like I
Yeah.
can't do that with RAW. I have to use this other program, Lightroom, and try that.
I'm honestly surprised that that Photoshop hasn't integrated like a raw editor like in the interface and not just an image.
Well, they want you to use Lightroom. Like, they don't want it. You know what I mean?
Of course,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like I always wonder is like why they don't have like or they never had a pull down tab that's just your raw editor and like pull it back up. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I remember having to edit stuff in Photoshop, and I don't know about you guys, but I got really good at creating actions, so you could like
Yeah.
run everything,
Mhm.
and you'd have to like, and then
Yeah.
we used like Noise Ninja and all this other stuff, and you'd be like, play, come back to my computer in 3 hours. All right, my concert's done being edited, or something like
Yeah.
that.
Am I the only one that doesn't use Lightroom? You guys all use
What do
Lightroom?
you use?
I just use Bridge.
You just edit in Bridge?
Yeah.
Who are
Bridge
you?
in Photoshop with the camera raw.
But
I
you're-
know. See, I'm
you're-
old, remember? I
Yeah,
told
but
you
your
I'm old.
eye is so good.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
Fucking good.
I'm not joking. I don't even have Lightroom on my
Wait a second.
computer. I've honestly thought about downloading it in quarantine just because I'm like, oh, I should see what this whole Lightroom thing's about.
No
Wow.
way.
I don't even have
Dead
Bridge.
serious.
I have never used Bridge in my life.
Me
Oh, I use
neither.
Bridge every day.
Only time
What?
Yeah.
I just made a
Wow.
joke,
I-
Andy, and highlighted your name and pressed remove, but I was kidding.
I didn't even realize you could edit in Bridge.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
thought you
Bridge was like
Bridge is more just like organizing.
yeah. I
and,
thought
like,
it's just how you see the pictures. Like
Yeah, I mean, if you can dial in your workspace, so I'll have like my like folder with like all my kind of, like thumbs on the side, and then so I can just go through and sort and organize, and then I'll kind of like star which ones I want, and then I select them all, and then just open them up in the Camera Raw and Photoshop and edit that way.
that's mad.
Yo,
Yeah.
all I gotta say is, if the next thing you say is you don't edit your photos, I'm leaving. 'Cause your stuff is so good. Like, I don't even edit them. I just organize them and they're good.
I just dump them in my phone, and then
Yeah.
it's just like, no. Yeah.
Someone's in the comments, but Andy just became the Thanos of the group.
Wait, where does it say that? Andy just became
Bridge is inevitable.
D-check.
And it's bad too because I like haven't seen
Jesus.
like
Jesus,
Avengers.
bro.
I'm not like a Marvel guy, so I don't even know what that means. But
Yeah.
I'm the bad guy, right?
It means you're like, no, you're the really good guy. It's like, that's like the hero
Okay.
of everything, yeah.
Just don't
Yeah,
click
I
your
bet.
finger.
No.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, just wear gloves.
I just know he likes rings or something, right? Like, I don't know.
All right, we got
Yeah,
Chams in
basically.
the chat too now. He showed up.
Wow.
Oh dear.
He tweeted me today being like, yo, no invite. And I was like, if you want to come, you can. He's like, no, I'll come next time. I was like, called your bluff.
He probably
Yeah,
just
he
wants
was
his own
so
chat. He thinks he's that important. He wants his own one.
He already had his own one.
He never FaceTimed me back today.
Fight
I
you.
called him and he was like, hey, what's up, man? And I was like, oh, not much. I started talking. He's like, after we talking for like 2 minutes, he's just like, yeah, I'm playing a game right now. Like, let me call you back. And I'm like, you could have just not answered the call. Like, so you didn't listen to anything that I just said.
Should I time him out in chat just to mess with him?
Because everyone here is tight except Colin.
He's very loose.
Well, thank you.
I'm surprised he's not on Twitch
Thanks for the
himself.
follow. Yeah, he is on Twitch.
Yeah.
But, oh, you mean like actually right
No,
now?
I mean he's not
Like,
like
at this
streaming
moment.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably busy, I don't know, doing stuff. I don't know what Jake Camps does in his free time.
I was like, where's he going?
I
With
don't know what
that?
I mean, he has
It's
a
hard
dog.
being on stream.
He's
You
got
say
a
stuff
dog.
and you're
He's
like,
got
there's no way out.
he's got a dog on Instagram now, hasn't he? That's his new thing.
I think he has it in real life too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's his new business. He's gonna create this dog and have loads of followers.
Hey,
And
dude, there's Doug the Pug, man. Doug the Pug is popping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, you should name your dog. I don't know.
I don't even know how to pronounce his dog's name.
I don't. I keep seeing it like Kahlua or something. I think it's like
Oh,
an
it's a
anime
Hawaiian
thing, isn't it?
place. I don't know.
Influence the dog. There we go. Yeah, exactly.
I have a great Doug the Pug story.
Oh, let's hear it. Yeah, you
We
live
were
in
at-
Nashville,
yeah,
hometown.
I live in Nashville. That's where Doug the Pug lives. And we were at the CMA, the like Country Music Awards here. I was there with Chris, and Doug the Pug was just like there, and he was outside of our bus like peeing because it's a dog. And I just like walk up. My wife loves pugs, and so I just was like, I gotta go take a selfie with Doug the Pug and send it to my wife. So I go up and I go to like click it with my phone. You know, I'm like, can I take a picture real quick? And they're like, yeah, sure. So I go down and I click it and accidentally hit the like lock screen instead of the take the photo button again because I'm old, I guess. And I was like, oh wait, hold on 1 second. I go to unlock it, and the owner picks up Doug and was like, you know what, Doug's actually had a really long day, and just started walking away. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry.
Was it a guy or a girl? Because they actually run in our. This is funny. What owner was it?
I think it was the guy. I've seen them around too. Like they're in Nashville. Like they probably live like a half a mile away from me or something. But it just it made me laugh because then like all of our like Stapleton people were like standing
Tommy's
outside and
tour with his band.
they saw this all happen, and then they just all started laughing at me because I was like, oh, I got shunned by Doug the Pug.
Tom used to tour with his band, Andy.
Yeah. I used
Oh really?
one of my first tours was Warped Tour 2010. It was Doug the Pug's owner's band. He was the drummer. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, he probably did that to you.
That'll be
It was
Jake
funny. I
in
mean, it made for a funny
this
story.
time next year.
We'll make sure to clip that and send it to him.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna grab my computer charger. You guys can have some fun for 1 second.
I was gonna take a break as well. And
Oh,
just-
free reign. Yeah, where's everyone going?
All right,
Yeah, I know. Everyone's
One minute stretch break / Rooks
Guys,
is gonna
there's people,
DJ.
There's people here watching
Brooks
right
is gonna DJ.
All right. I don't have to get my charger yet. I'll wait for Josiah to come back.
Right.
Wait, did Josiah actually? Wait,
Uh-oh.
did Tom actually leave?
Tom left. Josiah just left without saying.
What's going on? It would be really weird if they came back and were on each other's screens.
Mm.
They're like, oh, actually, we're together.
Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me though. So
Yeah, they're like really good friends.
yeah, I finally have a.
Wait,
enough
Adam,
sense
what? Talk more about photo mechanic. That was like someone else was talking about that the other day, and I was thinking about figuring that
Yeah.
out. Or like,
Well, photo
like
mechanics,
what do you use it for?
photo mechanic is mostly used, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but like if you're shooting and you need like live view of the shots, like it has a very fast. It's very good for like tethered shooting.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
also its upside is it generates thumbnails really quickly, and Lightroom and takes up less space. So like, for example, I think I'm at like 1.3 million photos that I was basically going through, and I can just scroll through fast and look at everything rather than Lightroom having to load everything, and it takes a while. So I use it as
Like rendering the like thumbnails and everything.
Yeah, and there's
What,
ways. What's up?
You saying your Lightroom has 1.3 million photos in it?
No, I'm saying my hard drives do, but like I was working on a
Oh.
book with all my photos, and to load them in Photo Mechanic was so much easier and so much
Right.
quicker. Yeah.
Right. Sorry. Yeah.
So, like,
misheard.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. You can still hang out.
I was trying. The reason someone brought it up is because I was trying to organize my drop. Maybe one of you guys know how to do this. I was trying to sort my Dropbox where I could go through just because I have it all like all my like exported kind of like JPEGs like through every year and like per show and everything like that. And I really want to go through and like add tags to them so I can put like guitar or like.
You want to do it on a raw. You want to do it on the raw level. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to add tags?
I mean,
to
I do.
JPEGs? Like raw.
Well, yeah, just because it's mostly like at least with like Chris stuff, it's like I'll get random like requests like, oh, do you have a photo of like this guitar or this thing or whatever? And so I'd love to just go through the years of photos I have with him and just like even on the JPEGs, just so I could like even find it so I can reference it.
I would do it on the keyword level on the raw file so that it travels with the image no matter where it goes. And when so it starts from like the core. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but isn't that how I don't keyword very much, but like I should have years ago, so I could search by band on my drives. But yeah, if you attach it to the file, then when you export it as JPEG, as long as you maintain that information, you can then search.
And then where do you search for that?
You have to use Lightroom.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, I'm just kidding. It's definitely in Bridge too. It's just basically look up like I can help you. It's just keywording.
Yeah.
And
does everyone keyword
keywording and going back and re-exporting my entire career? So
I've never keyworded anything.
Me neither.
Well, I haven't either. It's just I was thinking of like just legit trying to think of things to do to be productive, in this time when I'm not shooting. And I was like, man, it'd be nice to be able to just, if I'm trying to find a picture of like, I don't know, Willie Nelson or something, I can just click the Willie Nelson button and like all those pictures like come up or whatever.
Yeah. The other option is like you can hire somebody to help you basically browse your hard drives, and you can do it by I would do it like city, artist name, and then crowd shot, guitar shot, things like that, and then you can go through it and that way. But yeah, you could also just keyword your JPEGs. It's just that then it's just those, and then you have I don't know, or just start from now on, I guess.
Yeah.
This is a good question from Enter with Boldness. Do you guys ever finish shooting a show without a single shot you're happy with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
I finished it.
Hope so.
As long as I get one, I usually can get one I like.
Yeah, dude, but you're good. You're like really good.
Garrick's one time, and all the pyro was weak, and it was all completely off. So like whenever the drop would hit, whoever was doing the pyro would just like either do it early or do it late, and I could never get it perfectly right. And I was just like, I can't get a single shot. Because I'd be like, okay, no pyro shot, then it'd go up. And I'm like, really? Or I'm like ready to do it. I'm like, the drops come. I'm like, okay. It was the worst. It was like one of the worst things I ever did. And I got some decent shots, but it was like, I looked at everything. I'm like, I am not happy with anything I got here.
Wait, someone asked, what's your guys' naming protocol for exports? So I just usually leave it like the file name.
Yeah, I would leave like the file name, and then like in Dropbox, it's all categorized. Basically my Dropbox is year, like the tour, like whatever specific project we're doing at the time. You know, if it's like we're going to the studio, we're like on like the European leg of a tour or like a specific festival run. And then that's a folder. And then it's just the day, like starting just from day one. And then like the city, location, or what festival it is. And then it's just the image numbers. So that way that like, if like down the road someone has a request, like, oh, we need like this photo done something differently, it's like, okay, cool, the name of the file still exists. And like,
yeah, I like it that way
And
too.
then you can search for your RAWs. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there is a way that you can rename the RAWs and the file exports as well, though. I don't do that though.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Dude, I had
It's like another step, but it's not that bad.
There's a good program that I use in Mac called the Better Finder Renamer, and it can just batch rename everything by like file type and everything, and it's really quick.
what do you
know,
do?
numbers everything. So
Oh.
that's what I'll do is I'll just take the RAWs from the camera, and they have the generic generated name, and then I'll just pick like the name that I wanted, like usually the venue name and the year or whatever, and then just put all the RAWs in there and rename them all in 1 second. Then I add from there, and then everything has. Then of course when I'm done, since the numbers will be off, I'll just like when I'm done with the gallery, then I'll just redo the whole thing with like an underscore in the space, and then I'll keep all the numbers in like numerical order.
That's chill.
But
Someone said in the chat that Matt Vogel has a really
Oh yeah, he does.
blog on that. And
Connor, can you throw it in? Connor, can you put the link to Maddie's file naming blog?
I think
Oh
it's
wait, dude,
Other
not me.
Connor.
Yeah.
Other Connor.
Because I'm like, what?
He's like, what?
I'm like, where
Connor the
do I
mod.
find that?
Yeah,
like
you haven't
putting
said
some-
anything in like 3 minutes, so you might as well be useful. Come on, like, get to it. Chop chop. What do you guys say? Chop chop.
Chop chop.
No, chit chat.
Oh, sorry. Oh man, I
That's-
can't even keep.
goes, what?
No.
Somebody else asked, do any of you guys ever work in another photography genre? This is VChats before deciding you wanted to only do like portraits, live music, and if so, what was it? And if you guys want to expand of like why, or I don't know if you did wedding or whatever, go for it.
I don't like doing weddings because I don't enjoy them that much, and I feel like there's so many people that like are super passionate about weddings. You know, like they just do an amazing job, and I just never really felt that like
exactly.
that it's just like something that like I could justify having like someone pay a rate for me to do, because like I know that there are people out there that would do a better job than me, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like with like weddings specifically, it's always like I know so many people that are amazing at weddings that like I would just be like, yo,
So Josiah's answer is no.
one of these people.
I've only
but I
ever-
mean, like
I've only
events, other things like that, sure. Like,
Yeah,
I've
Connor,
only-
we know what's coming.
I've
Connor.
only ever
Yeah.
photographed one wedding, and I'll just leave it there.
Gotta go.
all right, well, it's been real, guys. Cool. That's the hour. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, I'll just leave
I think
it
I've
at that.
only ever really shot weddings for people who's I like worked for their band on tour, and they just
Yeah.
want me to come shoot their
Yeah,
their
and
wedding.
that's the thing too, is like I'm not opposed to doing weddings if it was like someone that like I was close with or enjoy, you know. But it's just, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a stressful day, you know, for everyone involved.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, and it depends. Like I don't know. Plus, there's also the side of it too, is that like I could hop on any tour and know basic concept of what's happening, you know, for the
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
I don't have that much of a understanding of how like everyone's wedding's going to flow, and I just feel like I might like miss stuff and not be great at it. I don't know.
Also, on tour, you know that tomorrow you're going to be able to do it again. So even if you fuck up, you can do it again.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but like I kind of agree that, or shooting people's weddings that it's like for me, I just like shooting stuff that I really care about, and the
Yeah.
people like
Mhm.
so like I'll shoot music, and then anything the people I care about in music do, whether it be
mm.
Totally.
their baby or their wedding, or I don't know. Do you guys do that same thing with your clients?
I agree with Andy as well. Like I've only shot weddings for like a few artists that I've worked for as well, only because I felt comfortable with them. I don't know if I can ever.
And they feel comfortable enough with you to like
Exactly. It's like a
bring you in on that day.
yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Jake in the
I
chat.
don't know if I can ever meet.
Why is Jake yelling?
When is Jake not yelling?
I don't know.
Yeah, no. Jake can't like he's at like 100% every time.
Just trying
There
to
he
show off
goes.
his. Just trying to show.
Sorry.
Anyway,
He's only short. He's trying to like project himself to normal height people.
I mean, when I first started, I was shooting for like my college newspaper, so I was having to shoot like sports and like I don't know, assemblies, like any kind of random thing. And I think I just naturally kind of veered towards music, just loving music like I do. And so I think after that, it's just nothing else ever like made sense enough for me to shoot it like music. So, back when I was bulk rolling my own film in the dark room and
wow,
shooting for
throwback.
Throwback.
Connor, I'm not gonna force you, but people want you to talk about the wedding, but I also can't tell if they're trolling you. So I don't know if you're like.
It's only Jake.
Okay, yeah, so you don't have to do
To
that.
be fair, Maddie Vogel did also ask, but
I think yeah, you could do it. Somebody else could do it for him too if he doesn't want it.
there's
I'll tell the story. What do you want to know?
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't
It
want
was 6 years. It was 6 years ago this week.
Connor, you have to admit that you are now the best backup photographer of all time.
Yeah.
Fill-in
So for
photographer.
those in the chat who don't know, I shot a wedding 6 years ago, and it was Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. And it was supposed to be Annie Leibovitz shooting it, and she pulled out, and I was the backup.
Yeah, when Annie just hit you up and said, "Hey, Connor, can you fill in?"
No, it wasn't there. It was Kanye's photographer, Nabil.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he was the guy that got me. He texted me. I'd only met him the week before.
That's so funny.
Yeah. He asked me.
Love that.
And that's how music photography works: networking, in all this industry.
How
much do you guys think? Like, how much do you guys attribute your jobs you've gotten to your personality, your networking skills, and how much do you attribute it to your photography?
100%.
I'd say 70-30.
Yeah,
Networking, 70-30 your skills.
Okay.
Yeah, something around there.
Yeah, because like obviously like you could be like awesome to hang, but like if you just were blatantly not good at what you did, like no one's gonna really hire you. You'd have to be like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't think I know someone that's cool enough that like.
There's a lot of people who care more about like the opposite end of it, like 70% skill, 30% hang. But I feel like maybe I don't know, I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like for maybe majority of us, it's 70-30 personality, 70 skill, 30. But some artists,
when you're on tour, like you're only shooting photos for like a certain amount of time, and the other time it's like, are you a good hang? Like, are you a person these people actually want to be around?
Yeah, exactly.
And like want to like invest their life with this person, and so it's like you have to be a person people actually want to hang out with first, and then be good at your job.
That's a good way to think of it. That like there's more downtime than working.
God damn it, Jake. Just reading chat. What about you, Rooks? I know you're like probably, I would say out of all of us, you're probably one of the most technical photographers I know. Your stuff is very. Do you? And also, I would say that you shoot more festivals than any of us, like more different things. So is your stuff more based on your work because, like, you're not really actually hanging a lot of the time. You're just shooting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I try to do more just work than hang. Like if like if one of the artists on tour, of course, like they're gonna want to bring someone that's good at photos and good to hang with. But there's limits to that. Like you could get too friendly, and then it becomes less work, and then you start getting taken advantage of, and then you just got to keep it business oriented, as much as possible.
Yeah,
that's fair. Like, there's a question here that I just want to say for those of you guys who are just joining us. We've got Rooks, Josiah, Andy, Connor, and Thomas. Everybody here is a music photographer. If you want to see their socials or anything, the links are in the panel below. But people here basically want to know how you guys went from doing this as a hobby to being paid. And before you guys answer, I just want to say next week, if you go to photoghang.com, we do have like 5 photographers coming on who are in that process right now. So for us, we'll all think back, or they'll think back to that. But we're having people who are kind of in that zone. But if you guys know when it became like a career, I guess is if you want to say, just to help people out.
I mean, it was part-time for a while. I think that's the biggest thing is that like it wasn't there wasn't a specific day where it's just like, okay, cool, like I don't have to get a normal job when I get off tour, you know? It was like 3 or 4 years of touring and then like I'm home and it's like, okay, well, I don't have a tour lined up. Or like, okay, cool, like it's the middle of November and I'm not getting a tour in December and probably won't get a tour until February. So I'm gonna go get like a retail job somewhere the season there. You know, it was a
Definitely did that a
handful
few
of years.
years.
Yeah. There's a handful of years where you're just like on this balance between like, yeah, this is what I do and what I'm passionate about. And this is what like I'm going to tell everyone that like is my main source of income. But in reality, like I still got another job somewhere else because there's not a tour, you know, I'm not touring 24/7.
I think for me, there was just no other option. It was like I just had to be on the road and I turned down no work when I was younger. Like I just lived in my parents' house and I was just like, I don't want to be in my parents' house. I want to be successful. So I just did not turn down any work and literally just kept growing my value and like keep building my portfolio and like network and stuff, you know? And like there was just no other option for me. I was like,
yeah,
I'm gonna do it and hopefully not fail. So now, and I've never had a real job outside of photography.
That's fair.
He's also never toured in a van.
I've also never toured in a van.
Same.
Yeah, for me, like I started
Sweet,
when
guys.
I started Avalon in 2005. It worked out that my day job during the week and what they were offering to do like Friday and Saturday was almost the same after taxes. And I'm like, well, I could do a 9 to 5 job the entire week or make the same amount of money doing like a few hours each day and having fun. I'll take the risk and try that. And then from there built on to like doing Avalon for a year. And then Insomniac, like, hey, we're doing EDC or Nocturnal Wonderland, you want to do this? And doing Vanguard, you want to do this? And then it's kind of just spreading from there as the promoters grew and other promoters grew. And then like I was getting pulled in different directions and then it grew and I knew it was the right choice.
Yeah. Nice.
No, that makes sense. It's just, yeah, what about you, Andy? I don't know if you want to tag in or.
Yeah, I think
Connor.
kind of going back to the like 70-30 hang and skill thing we were talking about before, like the first band I ever worked with was Switchfoot. I toured with them starting like 2006. I shot photos at their shows like locally in town. And it was like right before Beautiful Letdown came out. I was shooting stuff for them and then would just kind of always stay in contact with them. Like, hey, here's some more work I did. And I just liked the band and stayed in contact. And then they got to a point where they wanted to bring someone on tour and they're like, well, what about that Andy kid? He seems nice. And so they called, I just had my first day at one of those places in like 40-Year-Old Virgin where you sell stuff on eBay.
Yes.
I had my first day
sell your stuff on eBay.
working there. And I was driving home and Tim, the bass player, called me and was like, hey, what are you doing for the next 6 weeks? Do you want to come on tour? And I was like, hell yeah, I do.
Like,
So, and then literally every job I've gotten since then has been from people I met being on tour with Switchfoot. And then it's just kind of like you said, like networking, like, oh, like I met some other band like on tour or whatever and like started doing stuff for them and like just never stopped. And so, and then like my buddy who helps manage Chris Stapleton, like I met him because his band like was playing festivals with Switchfoot back in the day. And so it's just like people that like I've known for years and years just are still working in music and just remember, oh yeah, Andy's like a good dude. And so
yeah, I think the big part about like continuing a career is that anyone that's in the position of hiring someone wants to hire people that they want to be around. You know, like they have that freedom to literally hire anyone they want because, you know, it's the music industry and everyone wants to get in it. Everyone wants to tour. There's so many people that are dying for these gigs that they can sit there and be like, well, who do I want to sit around with, you know, after we're done working and, you know, drink a beer or like go get dinner with. And there's that big part of it where versus like other places where it's like, well, I'm going to see this person and they're just going to do this work and then they're going to leave at 5 o'clock. You know, it's just a big part of it that if I was hiring someone, I would want to hire the people that I want to hang out with and that I know are going to do a good job and be happy and, you know, not make life, you know, annoying on the road. So I think that's just a big part of it too. I agree.
What was I gonna say? Sorry, I got sidetracked in reading chat while Josiah was speaking. We're gonna finish up in like 10 minutes here. There was one other questions I want to see, but Tom did an important thing. He redeemed his censor dust for an image critique. So if you guys look in chat and want to see it, this is the
I
photo.
don't think that anyone in this.
What did you
Yeah,
speak
can you please
English?
elaborate? 'Cause I don't-
Redeemed
I didn't know-
censor dust for what? What?
I didn't
Okay,
know
so
what
on,
that
on a Twitch channel, like let's say you're watching a Twitch channel, like a gamer you like, all right? Every Twitch channel has
Yeah.
their own currency, and the more you watch a channel, the more you collect that currency, and you can redeem that currency for
Right.
different things. So one of them on my channel is you can get an image critique, and Tom did it, and then he sent in his photo. So do you guys want to critique this real quick? This is Tom Falcone's photo.
Oh, wait, I need to. Oh,
How
wait,
long
there
does
it
it take to occur sensor dust? Because I am 70 sensor dust away from doing this myself.
You get about 200 an hour, and if you're a subscriber, you get about 400 an hour.
What?
and then you have to keep redeeming it and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just use it. It's like a currency. It's just for fun. Like so, like some people, like other stuff will have. It just depends what game it is. You can change emotes or buy emotes, or you can like have. Some
man.
streamers will do stuff.
Regarding that picture Tom had, he just been to the shop and bought all that pretty much. I bet you landed in Did he just land in Reykjavik, right? And because I can tell that's in Iceland, is it?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I haven't got any clothes suitable for Iceland, so he goes to 66 Degrees North shop straight on the high street in Reykjavik, and was like, I'm just gonna buy everything here, and that's
Everything.
Is that what happened?
right.
That's literally what happened.
Couldn't look more
There's your
like a
critique.
tourist if he tried.
Dude, he's like, oh fuck, man, I don't know, I'm close to this.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought had happened.
Dude, incredible.
That's crazy that you just picked that apart. But you must also love Iceland or something.
Well, because you know, I'm sure you've been to 66 North. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's pretty.
And that's on the
nice.
one.
I could tell straight away when I saw that. I was just like, he definitely just
Dude,
went and bought.
so good.
He
I
looks
still need
like
to
a
get to
tourist.
Iceland. That's one of the places I've never been.
Dude,
Oh,
it's
man.
great, man.
Good.
I want to go back.
Jake's pretty funny. His questions are funny.
What's Jake saying? Where is he?
He asked if we have any specific people we hate on tour, and if so, give names.
I've not toured with Panic at the Disco, but I'm pretty sure I'd hate their photographer.
Probably hate their sound, their monitor engineer too.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's pretty funny. Jake, if you know
Just
that
in
guy,
case,
just
just
let
in
him
case
know.
anyone
Yeah.
in chat doesn't know, Jake is that guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, just so you know.
But
And one of my
Yeah.
groomsmen is their monitor guy.
Yeah.
You know, one of the best ones.
Sweet.
and I'm only joking.
Oh man, yeah. So
Sort of.
that's how Censor Dust works, and that's what Tom did. But people can do like portfolio reviews. But if it's like if it's like a gaming channel, maybe they'll you can change their background or do something like that. It's kind of fun. Do Twitch.
I've got 650.
Called on his Twitch.
What'd you say?
Can you exchange it for actual money? If so, how?
Is this like Bitcoin?
Yeah.
You guys, I made it up. It's a made up thing. You can't do
Well,
it.
so is Bitcoin.
Isn't
well,
it funny that
Bitcoin was made up as well, surely. So
Yeah,
everything's
like,
made up? Nothing.
There
is
we
real.
go.
the
Yeah,
dollar
there we
bill
go.
is up, bro. It's what you want it to be worth, man.
Damn, I should have saved up for an image edit.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's pretty much it. Well, I think we'll finish this off. I know we're kind of just wandering, but I just wanted to. You guys have anything else you want to say? Otherwise, we try to end it around an hour here, and that's what we're about at.
You guys rock. Andy, you rock even more because you use Bridge.
Yeah, dude. We all learned about Bridge today.
That's all I gotta say.
I've been saying it the whole time, but I think it goes.
That's
without-
why
What, Josiah?
I was gonna say that's
it's
what that's why. Oh
Sure.
no, you go.
Oh,
No, I'm just saying my shirt is what I want to say, but I've been saying it the whole time. So
His name is Thomas.
no, it's not. His name is Tom.
I know. Every time I go to search my phone now, I have a name in my phone is Tom Falcon, and I
Yeah.
can type in Thomas, and it doesn't come up.
I go to search for Tom and it saves as Thomas.
Well,
Yeah.
then just put
Why don't
both
they
names
start the same way? Why don't they just
and
Thomas
just create a
T-O-M-A-S?
second contact with Thomas and the same phone number, and it'll do both.
Well, yeah.
That's on-
Too much effort.
Thank you guys
Yeah.
for coming today and talking and hanging, and I appreciate all your time, and I learned a lot
Thank
from you
you
guys.
for having
This is
us.
sweet.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
If anybody,
Maybe I'll look into this Lightroom thing.
yeah, dude, hit it. Everybody here that's a photographer, all these people here will help you. Everybody here that looks up to any of these people, they're all very good people in the community. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to them. they should all
Yeah.
respond. I know them all well. They respond usually. But yeah, that's why they're on the show, is because I feel like they're, I don't know, they're a good representation of what I think the photo community should be. So thank you guys for doing this and hanging. And yeah,
Thank you, man.
Thank,
hopefully we'll do it
thank
again
you
soon.
for
Thanks for
doing
having
it.
us.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, I'm
Thanks.
gonna go off stream. So 1 second here.